bring in some to bring in the legal aspect of your business. So I'll be sharing my screen. I don't know if you can see my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. We can see your screen.
Please, can you see my
Yes, we
screen?
can see it.
Oh,
Yes,
great,
you can
great.
see.
Thank you.
Yes, ma. Yes, we can see it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I'll be speaking on navigating legal challenges faced in business operations. And some of the legal challenges I'll be talking about, because obviously we cannot discuss all the legal challenges. So I'll just be looking at some of the legal challenges. And number one, we'll be looking at the confusion about the appropriate registrations and licenses. Number two, we'll be looking at access to quality legal advice and support. Number three, we'll be looking at inconsistent laws and multiple regulations. Then number four, we'll be looking at copycat competitors slash intellectual thieves. And then number five, we'll be looking at employee issues and contract conflicts. So, for confusion about appropriate registration and licenses, I realized that as business owners, one of the major challenges is that we do not have like a codified website or a codified um, material that we can lay our hands on and say, okay, this is where I can go to and I'll find a list of all the appropriate registrations and licenses that I need for my business. And I'm saying this because I'm a business lawyer and I know that there are a lot of laws in Nigeria presently that, in fact, some lawyers don't even know about it. That's just the truth. Like the laws only come, into play, only come to surface when um, maybe the enforcement agencies are chasing after somebody. And then the person is like, okay, what is this one again? So it's always an issue. Okay, I have a company that came to me. It's actually a fintech company. And every now and then they will have a particular regulatory agency come to them to tell them, okay, you've not gotten this. Okay, this is the next thing. So there is a bit of, they can't really put themselves together. So there's a bit of confusion because in Nigeria, we don't have a unified database for businesses. So that's often, a kind of a challenge for business owners. And the major thing for people to do in that instance, and that's why we tell people that before you say you even want to register a company or you want to start a business, it's always good for you to speak with a lawyer and not just a lawyer, a business lawyer. Because the business lawyer is going to help you really go down low and dig deep into your industry for you to understand. Because there are some things that you may not actually even know that it exists until one day when someone is just maybe after your business or the person just wants to do business stuff for you, that's when you will now know that, oh, this thing actually exists. So there's that confusion about registrations. For some business, it's very plain, it's very clear. Maybe you are just maybe into maybe you are buying and selling, you're into clothing or something. It could be straightforward for some businesses, but there are some businesses that it's not straightforward, especially if you are into emerging technologies. You are into maybe you are into services, you are into fintech, you are into maybe crypto, you are into all these new emerging technologies. The truth is, even the federal government are trying to catch up with these technologies. So every now and then they come in with regulations, they come in with a lot of things, and you need a business lawyer to be on your side to be able to get through with all this. Now, apart from that, just a minute, please.
Hello, ma'am. We no longer can hear you. Or am I the only one? If you can still hear, please just give a thumbs up. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you still okay? Can you hear me now? Sorry, I
Yes, we
just
can hear you
had
now.
to go off. My laptop went off, so I have to do that. Okay, okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay,
We
great.
can hear you.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
yes.
Oh, great, great. Thank you. So now another thing is setting the appropriate, choosing the appropriate business structure. Now, for business owners, most of the time, they just think that, well, let me just register a business name. Just, it's not just about me. It's not just about me alone. So let me just register a business name. That's what a lot of business owners actually do. But the truth is, it is not only a business name that is the only legal structure that you can adopt. In fact, for some industries, there are specified legal structures that you have to adopt. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't say, oh, you want to go into maybe you want to be a financial institution now, you want to offer financial services or payment gateway, or you want to offer aviation, you want to offer. There are some things that you cannot just offer because as a business name. In fact, the what about all these people that offer property companies, like all these property companies, all these agency property, they sell property, all these realtors and everything. The law does not even allow you to register a business name. But we still see a lot of them registering business names because they don't know. And because nobody comes after them. They don't even know that, okay, this is not the right structure for me. This is not the right structure for my business. So what I realized is that you must be able to, it's a kind of a challenge because everybody just believes, let me just do it like this. I don't want, they don't even understand the
Ife,
difference between these different
help Ife
structures. Maybe,
wow.
okay,
Help,
business name, a
follow
limited
me
liability
now.
company, a
Baby.
limited liability, a limited partnership, and all these kind of structures. They don't even, even some business names, sorry, some us to be their business lawyer. They do soft loans, they give out soft loans and everything. And when I was reviewing their incorporation documents, I saw that they registered as an NGO. And I'm like, why did you guys register as an NGO? He said because he said NGOs, oh, they don't pay tax and everything. I just looked at him. You are running a company, you registered an NGO, you are making profits. As an NGO, you're not supposed to be making profits. So now you're not using an NGO to make profits. Do you even understand what you are doing? Like you don't understand. An NGO, you're not supposed to be making profit. I don't know who actually advised. What happens to a company limited by guarantee? What happens to a company limited by guarantee? Why are you doing an NGO? So from the foundation of that company, their structure their structure is faulty, and it happens to a lot of people too because some people just gamble. They just okay, let me just do, or because they say okay, I'm just starting small, I don't have money, let me just choose this, and it affects them when they want to scale. So another thing is setting the appropriate legal foundation. Setting the appropriate legal foundation are even the things you do before you even incorporate your company, before you even register your company at all. Please, can you still see my screen? The things you do
Yes,
before
we
you
can
even
still see
register
your
your
screen.
company at all. What are these things? Let's say you want to have co-found. Okay, great. Okay, great. Let's say you want to have co-founders, you want to have shareholders, you want to have all these things. You have to sit down and have a co-founders ad talk session to discuss so many things. There's so many things that people don't know that they have to discuss. In fact, you have to discuss from the beginning of the business till the exit of the business, till the end of the business. Why are you even starting this business? Is it because you want this business to be a kind of a legacy, a generational business, or you want to grow this business and you want to sell this business? What are your funding options for this business? Is it that you want to raise funds or you want to limit it to you guys? You don't want somebody else to come from outside to come and dilute your shares. What is your exit strategy? If you want to exit from this company, what's going to happen? If somebody wants to exit from this company in the next 4 years, in the next 5 years, what happens to the others? These are issues that are even pre-incorporation before you even think of incorporating your company. That's if you have people that you want to work with. So a lot of people just get confused. There was one lady I was consulting for like that. And the lady was saying that okay, she didn't discuss anything with her co-founders. They just came together because they were undergraduates and they sat down, they started the company and everything. So the company got some money at some point. I guess it was maybe $5,000 or so. That was last year. And then one of the co-founders sent her a text message. She forwarded the text message to me. And the co-founder said, I'm no more interested in this company. Share the money. I share everything. I want my share. Like that one was just calculating, oh, dollars. Give me money. I'm not interested in this company again. And the lady was like, she was almost crying. She was like, what does this guy mean? When did we start this company? And in fact, when I was talking to her, she was like, she has even been the one moving the company, like doing almost everything that the co-founder has been like a deadbeat or something like that. It's not even, moving and everything. I was not asking her about, okay, what about your pre-incorporation agreement, your shareholders agreement, your this, your that. She said we didn't have any. We just came together. And now you just came together, you just registered, you allotted shares, and everybody just went to sleep. It now became our sole burden to run the company. And when they now started seeing that money was coming, they now told her that okay, share the dollars now. We want to go. We are not interested again. I told her, I said, can you see now? That's why when we tell you to put all these appropriate legal foundation before you even register, you have to think about it. It's not just about coming together and registering. Registering is like the easiest of everything, even before you register. Before you register. In fact, some people will say that, okay, I want to transfer my shares to my wife. I want to transfer my share in the company. I want to even give out my share in my will. What does your company pre-incorporation document agreement say about that? What's the legal foundation? It's because being in a company is like marriage. And that's why there's nowhere a partnership breaks down. It's just like divorce. It's the same effect. So if somebody now says, I want to leave this company and I want to transfer the shares to my wife or to my family members or something, don't you know that the person wants to join you by force to somebody that you don't know? You don't even know if you share the same values. You don't even know if, there's so many things you don't know. Before you agree and say, oh, I want to come together and form a business with somebody or a partnership with somebody, or I want to be a co-founder with somebody, you need to know all these things. So if the person now, if there is no legal foundation and pre-incorporation agreement to tell you what you can do, what you cannot do, till from the beginning till the exit, then there will be problem. So people face that challenge, especially young people, vibrant people. They just want to hit the ground running. And by the time they now start, 2 years, 3 years down the line, somebody is already misbehaving and it becomes a problem. And the company cannot move on because now they are saying share it now, split it now, destroy it now. So it becomes a problem. Then another one is getting appropriate licenses. It's just like the registration that I said. It's just like the registration that I said the other time too. There are a lot of licenses that you need, and people get confused. People don't even know which one do I need, which one should I take first, which one is this one and that one. So if you have a business lawyer in your corner, a business lawyer is going to be able to guide you. Say, okay, in your industry, you need this and that. So then, because I cannot be mentioning all these things because it's not like a one size fits all for every industry. I think you understand me right now. Yes, it's not like a one size fits all. For each industry, we have regulatory bodies, we have agencies, we have the list and everything. Another thing is access to quality legal support. That's another challenge that a lot of business owners face. Okay, they say, okay, I want to get a lawyer, but let's not lie, lawyers are not. When they now give you a particular fee, a lot of business owners will just say, how much am I even making in profit? Or when did I even start my business? Let me just go and do it myself. And that's where they now run into trouble. So the truth is they face that support. And that is why, as a business lawyer, we came up with all these retainership packages that suits business owners, that are affordable. Yes, that's the word. Retainership packages that are affordable. A lot of law firm owners may not be able to run that kind of package, but for business lawyers, we run that kind of package because we understand that for business owners, most of them, they don't even have budgets. They don't even have budget for legal services because let's be factual. A lot of people think that legal service is not like something that is so important. If I want to carry out a test in this class now, I'll just ask everybody, like, what do you think about legal services? Do you think it's like something you have to get, like a painkiller, or do you think it's just like a vitamin, something that, okay, if I need it? Do you think it's extremely important to the success of your business? If I want to do that right now and I'm asking people to drop it in the chat box, I'm sure, okay, don't let me say I'm sure, let me even try. Drop it in the chat box. I want to see, do you actually think getting legal services for your business, legal support, legal advice, do you actually think it is very, very important to the sustainability of your business, the ability for your business to scale, to succeed and do well? Do you think it is extremely important? Yes or no? Put it in the comment section. I'll not be able to check now, but I'll check later. Now let me go on. So the way through which you can navigate that kind of challenge is to get a business lawyer who offers retainer packages, affordable retainer packages. And also, another thing is a lot of business owners, they get lawyers, but not business lawyers. So it's a challenge. They get lawyers, but not business lawyers. So how do most business owners make the decision to get their legal support? They just think that, okay, I know a friend that is a lawyer, or I know a family member who is a lawyer. The truth is, just like doctors, you won't have a toothache now and go to an optician. I think when it's the doctors, we take it very seriously. We want to think that, okay, because he's a doctor, this is life and everything. We don't even think that business is life. Business is life too, because we are putting in all our time, our sweat, our energy. In fact, our life is going into it because our time on earth is actually part of our life. So our life is going into it, and we must do it well. So now, business owners who now go to lawyers who are not business lawyers, that's where they put themselves in trouble. Because these lawyers, yes, they are lawyers, yes, they are brilliant, yes, they are doing well. But the question is the person a business lawyer? Does the person know what it takes to run a business? Does the person know, is it general law practice, or the person knows what you need as a business lawyer? Yesterday morning, the first consultation I did when I got to the office for a man is about to retire from Nigerian Port Authority, and he wants to go into a business. So his wife booked him in for a consultation session. By the time I was done, we're asking him questions, we're brainstorming, myself and my partner, we were going, digging deep. By the time I was done with him, the man looked at me again and the man said, do you know that when my wife booked this session, I thought it was a waste of money? Like, he had to say it to my face. But right now, I am glad that she actually booked, because all these questions you've asked me, they actually never even, crossed my mind. They never crossed my mind. And so if I just gone into this business without being able to answer all these questions, I would have just wasted my money, which is the truth. So now, if you had gone to a lawyer who is not a business lawyer, the lawyer will not be in capacity to be able to undo that matter like that. Yes, the lawyer could know the law, but as a business lawyer, the way we think is different because we work with business owners. And not just the fact that I'm a business lawyer, I'm a business owner myself. I own businesses. I own businesses too. I sell products, I sell services as well. So I understand. I'm not just thinking one straight jacket. I'm not just, it's not that any little thing will happen in your business and I'm thinking, let's go to court now. Let's go and trash it out in court now. Yes, I'm a lawyer. I collect money from going to court. But will that actually help your business? Is that what your business needs? The time you want to spend in court, the money you are going to spend in court, the business relationship you are going to destroy in court, everything. Will it really help your business? The publicity of a lawsuit against your business. These are things that an average lawyer may not look at because we are wired to just say, let's go and trash it out. So if you now say, oh, you're going to a lawyer is just thinking, now, Yoruba will say, let's scatter it, let's do this and that. But a business lawyer is saying, okay, let's look at it from this angle, this angle, let's protect business relationships, let's save time, let's save this, let's look at it and all that. So accessing quality legal advice and support, it does not really mean that they are not getting lawyers, but they are not getting business lawyers. And that's the quality that is there. Then the inconsistent laws and multiple regulations. This one, we are all in Nigeria together. Even as lawyers, we keep up because daily laws come out, regulations come out, we keep up. So as a business lawyer, as a business owner, it is impossible for you to keep up with it, with running your business, or else you will get distracted. You will get distracted. And the truth is, there are some things that it will come out today. Lawyers will tackle it today. Tomorrow they will change it. You that are not a lawyer, you don't know. Okay, recently CSC came with a law. Is it really a law, a regulation that if your company has a foreign director, your minimum share capital should be 100 million. So for companies that had foreign directors and their minimum share capital wasn't up to 100 million, they said they should upgrade or else they will be delisting those companies. So people were shouting online, okay, oh, let's upgrade you, let's do this. But some people came up with another idea and they tackled this thing. Was it not 2 days or 3 days after they reversed it? So now, if you're a business owner, you may not be able to catch up with all this. In fact, there are a lot of regulations that are even inconsistent with each other. Yes, there are a lot of, in fact, the CAMA 2020 and the Business Facilitation Act, there are some things there that are even inconsistent. So we have to now sit down, we look at it and say, okay, this is what you should do. This is not what you should do. But as a business owner, you cannot keep up with all these regulations. You just be looking one-sided because you're not even a lawyer. So you don't even understand. You just be confused. So the best thing is how to navigate that challenge of inconsistency in our laws and multiple regulations is to get quality legal advice from a business lawyer. So a business lawyer will be able to guide you through. Next challenge that business owners do have is copycat competitors and intellectual thieves. This one, it is very serious because I have realized that once you are doing a business and you are succeeding, the next thing is everybody wants to do that business. Everybody wants to do that business. And for business owners, they will now think that since I am starting small, I don't need to protect my intellectual property. I will do that at a later date when I have money. When that later date comes and you now think, okay, I now have money now, believe me, that business, that intellectual property may not be there again. It would have been stolen most of the time. It would have been stolen most of the time. So you have to protect it from the beginning. The truth is, we have different kinds of intellectual properties. We have trademarks, and a trademark is a symbol or a mark that represents a brand or a product. It's a distinct mark that you use for your product. It could be your name, it could be your logo, it could be your slogan, it could be, but it's a mark that makes them know, okay, this is this product. Copyright, let's say you are a content creator, you're a photographer, or you write things, you create original content, you sing, you write movies. Copyright, you have to protect your copyright. Recently, Funke Akindele was slammed with a copyright suit of about over 300 million. And the person said, I've forgotten the name of this new movie she released, She Must Be Obeyed. So the person said she created a kind of a soundtrack for that movie. And then when she was being auditioned, they told her that the soundtrack wasn't good enough for the movie. When the movie came out, the person actually realized that they used the soundtrack in that movie. So the person went to court. The person has gone to court now to file for 300 million damages, 300 million naira damages, and some other damages, and also profit sharing and a lot of other things, accruing to about maybe 700 million or so. Now, the point is, you have to register your copyright if you are into content creation, any form of content at all. Then another one is patent. Patent is for invention. If you create something that is new, an invention, it could be a spice, it could be something that nobody has ever done before, a mixture and everything, then you have to create patent. You have to register your patent. Designs, you have to, it's like a shape, a configuration. How many of us have noticed that Coca-Cola company, they have unique designs? All their designs are registered. That's why you don't see any other person using the bottle of ever water, using the bottle of ever water. Do you get it?
Yeah.
The designs are registered. Then we have trade secrets. Trade secrets are the edge, are the things that give you an edge as a business owner. If you have an employee now, the employee is going to know your trade secret. Tomorrow, the employee can go and work for your competitors and put you out of business. The employee can even become your competitor. What is the provision? What is the provision that you have for protecting yourself in business if your employee wakes up tomorrow and becomes your competitor? You want to pitch to partners, potential investors. You'll be letting out some of your trade secrets. Do you have anything, any provision to protect your trade secrets so that these potential partners, potential investors will not tell you that, okay, oh, we are not interested in your idea. And at the end of the day, they'll go and steal your business idea. So copycat competitors are enemies against your business. They are ready and they are everywhere. They are everywhere. I was talking to somebody recently. She was asking me for some classes of trademark and everything. So I just screenshot one of my trademarks and I sent to her. She said, ah, so you also registered your courses. My bootcamp, Digital Lawyers Bootcamp, I registered it. The Digital Lawyers Network, my Facebook group, I registered it. Oh, you're a lawyer, you're registering. I said, ah. So I should be caught unaware because I'm a lawyer. What if somebody wakes up tomorrow and the person is also doing the Digital Lawyers Bootcamp and the person goes and registers before me and the person throws me out of business? The person can even write me a letter and tell me to stop using the person's name. Don't you know? So a lot of people that say, okay, when we grow, when we get there, we want you have an online course, you have community, even your Instagram name, everything. You have to trademark them. You have to protect your intellectual property because if you grow to an extent, it's because you are maybe the business is too small that people are not really raising eyebrow. If you grow to an extent, people will start coming trooping in. Do you know the number of people that send me DMs? Lawyers, they will tell me that, okay, oh, I love what you do, and I also want to be doing I want to be doing I also want to be training lawyers on digital stuff and everything. They will tell me point blank before they even enroll for my training that they want to come and spy me. So if I now don't register and my name is already known, then tomorrow they'll now put me out of business. Copycat competitors. For trade secrets, right now in Nigeria, you cannot register your trade secrets, but you can only protect your trade secrets by way of contract. By way of contract. You have an employee, you need contract, you have a potential partner, you have a potential investor. Don't let that investor sweet talk you and go and execute your business idea. Don't let that investor sweet talk you and go and execute your business idea. Okay, employee issues and contracts. That one is another thing entirely. People don't know that there are employment laws that guide employees. So as a business owner, there's no way you're not going to get an employee. You're going to get at least one, two, three people. If your business is scaling, you'll be getting more people to work with you. But the truth is, how many business owners actually have clear contracts with their employees? You must have, because employment laws regulate you before the person will now have issues and will not be able to take the person off, or the person can now even sue you at the National Industrial Court because you did not comply with employment laws. So you have to give the person the terms of employment. You have to pay at least the minimum wage. You have to have a contract that will bind both of you. And also you have to have clear company policies. Let the person know your business policy, because that's another thing. Um business policy will now provide for the things they have to do. Okay, if you do this is the procedure, this is the punishment, this is how we do it in this office and everything. So let them have clear policies. Let them know from the onset. A lot of business owners just module it together at the beginning, or some people even employ their family members, they employ their friends, and so because of that, they just keep the aspect of contract. And when issues start to pop up, they won't know what to do, and it can really damage your business. So please comply with employment laws, because you don't want you don't want an employee to take you to court. You don't want an employee to just drag you online and destroy your business reputation. Please. Then another thing is contract. Business owners face this challenge because a lot of them believe that, okay, it is simple English. I can read my contract and understand. Believe me, you cannot understand your contract. Contract goes beyond simple English. The reason why lawyers are trained to write contracts is because, hello,
Sorry about that. That was
lawyers,
somebody unmuted your mic.
yeah, that's fine. The reason why lawyers are able to spot the devil in the details is because we have been wired, we have been trained like that. So don't ever think that a contract is just, I can download internet contract. Hey, if you put yourself in trouble, and the problem in contract is that just one clause is enough. One clause is enough to destroy the whole contract. There was an issue recently that a family leased out their property for 40 years. It's actually a very big property in the city of Ibadan, the heart of Ibadan. So they leased the property out for 40 years. So the 40 years they leased it out just expired recently. And so the children who are now surviving, they want to take over their family property and sell, because it's actually in a very, like, city center money now. So we asked for the contract. When we saw the contract said that they have a right to renew perpetually. Do you know what that means? They have a right to renew that lease, like like forever. It's just as though they have sold. The only thing is that ownership has not passed. These people that are now using it cannot sell to another person, but they can use it for as long as they want. And these people cannot even choose to tell others that they want to do what? They want to leave it to them. The current tenants have the first right of refusal. In business, we call it the right of refusal. They have the first right of refusal. So you have to go to them first. So now the other lawyer on the other side was now telling my colleague that, okay, is it not their property? It's not their property. What do you mean? You guys are just being difficult and everything. I was just laughing. I told my colleague, we were laughing. Three of us, myself, my colleague, and my senior, we were laughing that this lawyer does not know what. Sell this property and see shege. Just sell it and see shege. We know we cannot own it, but we will remove your teeth. You can't sell, oh. We want to renew for another 40 years. By the time we renew for another 40 or 50 years, you will know. So, and the only problem is the clause that they have the right to renew. And I mean, I'm not even sure that the person that put that clause actually read it. Maybe the person just copied and pasted it. So, but a lawyer can easily just think and just bring it out and say, see this thing. And it may just be just that one word. And at times, the meaning of words in contract, they are not like the literal English meaning. That's the problem again. They're not like the literal English meaning. So, and that is why we can just read meanings into word. And that's why we go to court to argue over simple English. Just one word, and we'll turn it into a case. So contract goes beyond, is it not just simple English? I can read. I studied English in school. I'm a PhD holder in English and all that. It's more than that. And for people who now download internet contracts, I've seen people who download their contracts that the law that is guiding the contract is maybe the law of the United States or something. Some people will even say that, okay, oh, if there's any issue in this contract, come to Philippines or something like that, come and institute action. Some people will even say that, okay, oh, let's go to arbitration. Arbitration for simple business contracts. Even the whole sum of the contract cannot even pay one arbitrator. You want to you want to go for arbitration. And beyond all these things that I've even said, there are lots of other things that we also look at. Things that you may not even think about that ought to be in the contract and will not be there. Because each contract is unique. That is why we tell people that Your contract can make or mar your business. You can actually sell your entire business with a contract and you will not know. And that is just it. Another thing is trust is not enough. Business owners face that challenge. Okay, I know I've known him for so long and everything. Let's just enter into a memorandum of understanding. Don't do that. A memorandum of understanding is not a contract. It's not a contract and it is not binding. It is not enforceable. It is as good as a handshake. It's a gentleman's agreement. So they felt that challenge of trust in business. Yes, it's good to have trust in people. But in fact, if you have trust, the best way to keep that trust and maintain that trust is to do what? Is to have a solid contract and have your lawyer review it. If anybody is telling you that we don't need a contract or we can just do an MOU or something, then the person is actually trying to be evasive. The person has something that the person is hiding. If the person is not hiding anything, you want to protect a business relationship. Oh, you really want to protect a business relationship, then the person should tell you, okay, let's get lawyers involved, let's do our contract. Anybody that is telling you otherwise does not have anything good. Then the last thing I want to say on this part is don't review your contracts yourself. As much as you won't create your contract yourself, I've said that before, don't review your contract by yourself. Now, these challenges that I've highlighted so far, they can be prevented by having a good lawyer on retainer. If you have a good lawyer on retainer, you have proactive legal support. Proactive rather than reactive. In Nigeria, generally, lawyers are reactive. So we wait for you to have issues and come to us and come and say, okay, oh, they've sued my company or they've sued my business or something like that. But as a business lawyer, we don't do that. We are proactive. We would rather prevent that issue. We would rather tell you, okay, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. This is what you should do. So that we can save you time, we can save you a lot of embarrassment, we can save you. You understand what I'm saying? So you enjoy proactive legal support. Also, you would avoid legal pitfalls that can truncate your business. Just like I have said, there are a lot of pitfalls that, you know, can just destroy the business today and tomorrow. So you'll be able to avoid it. The another thing is you have maximum brand legal protection. So there'll be protection on your brand. You know, I was saying that your brand is one of your most valued assets, and copycat competitors are always looking at your brand. And your brand is your reputation, your brand are your intellectual properties. In fact, that's the main thing that they use to value your company. Even if investors want to invest in your company, if they want to buy your company, you want to sell your company, they will value it based on your brand. What's the value, what's the worth of your brand in the market? So that's it. So you enjoy that brand protection, which is there. And you can also make money from your brand when you protect your brand. Apart from the money that you make from your business, you've heard about business franchise. You've heard about business franchise and all those things. So if your brand is well protected and has good legal support, people can actually pay you to use your business name to, open your outlet and all those things. Then another thing is increased revenue. When your brand is solid, money comes in just like another stream of income. Apart from making money from your brand, apart from making money from the actual business, you can be making money from the name. That's the brand and the image of the business, just like I said. Then the last one is your reputation. No business can survive with a bad reputation. You know that, right? And that's why, as business lawyers, we try as much as possible to help you prevent all unnecessary court cases that can tarnish. We only advise you to go for the one that is extremely important or unavoidable. And that's why before my Instagram platform, what I used to have before, I guess I just changed it a few weeks ago, is I help business owners avoid lawsuits. I help you avoid unnecessary lawsuits because I don't want your brand reputation to be damaged. Okay, for instance, I mentioned Funke Akindele. Funke Akindele has just been sued for copyright infringement. Right now, she's in court, and you know what that means on our brand. You know what that means on our political aspirations. You know what that. So those things could have been avoided because right now, if she comes tomorrow and says she wants to contest for Lagos State governorship again with copyright infringement lawsuits, people will dig it. People will tell her that she's not she's not a saint as she's portraying herself to be. People will dig it. People will talk down on her business and everything, and those things are not actually worth it. So now, if you need a business lawyer at Abi Legal, we have business friendly retainer packages that will suit your business. You realize that when I was talking things, I couldn't really focus on a particular business. I couldn't because it's not like a one size fits all. It's not something that I would just okay, this is what everybody should do. No, everybody cannot do the same thing because your business is not the same. So if you want to contact me, my number is on the screen. My name is Abimo Olayiwola, and I'm the principal of Abi Legal Barristers and Solicitors. I'm a business lawyer and a digital law practice consultant. I help business owners avoid lawsuits, and I teach lawyers how to use the internet to grow their law practice. Thank you so much for having me. I will be open to questions.
Wow, that was awesome and really an eye opener. Thank you so much. Thank you. So if you have questions, please do also raise up your hand. I can see someone raising their hand. Mr. John Olani, please go ahead and ask a question. And if you have questions, just please raise up your hand and I will call you accordingly. Mr. John, please go ahead and ask a question. Can Mr. John hear me? Okay, while waiting for Mr. John, Mrs. Elizabeth, please go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone.
Good
And
evening.
thank you so much, our presenter. In fact, I really appreciate the teachings. God bless you, ma. So I want to ask, you made mention of something that if you're into business, we should go for business lawyers rather than any other kind of lawyers, right? I want to ask too, is it the same thing with when you have a property and you need a lawyer to help you manage it? You can't just go to any kind of lawyer. It has to must it be a property lawyer or any lawyer would do?
Okay, now my first answer is yes, you have to go to a property lawyer. My second
Okay.
answer is that business lawyers also serve property companies, if you know what I mean. Like now, okay, I'm a business lawyer, and in my firm, I have property companies on retainer. Do you get that now? So that's where the intersection is. So, but there are property lawyers that are into maybe construction law. Do you get what I'm saying? And they are really diving into it because there are some things that I may not be able to handle. It is okay, just property management, purchase, all those things. Yes, because I have property companies on retainer that I consult for. But if you are now going into construction and all those things, construction arbitration, there's always a deeper dive of all these things. You have to make a construction lawyer, and that is why at a point, even we as business owners, business lawyers, if we really want to serve you well, we work with a network of lawyers. So there are some things that okay, I may be able to handle, but there are some things that I would say, okay, no, at this point I have to bring in my colleague who is now maybe a property or a construction lawyer. It's just for instance, now when you go to the hospital and you meet a doctor, a general doctor, he can be able to treat you, he treat your baby, treat your husband. But now when you now want to do operation, you now say, okay, wait for the specialist or the consultant. That same hospital will now invite the specialist or a consultant for you. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
A surgeon.
Or a surgeon or something. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that is it. So as a business lawyer, the fact that we have companies that are on retainer with us that are into real estate and we serve them, but you should understand that there is always a deeper that there are limits where we will not be able to serve them. Do you get what I'm saying? There are limits where we will not be able to serve them, and the person will have to go for a real estate lawyer. In that case, we can now refer, just like the way hospitals refer, or we can now invite. I can now call my colleague and say, okay, real estate lawyer, come in, oh, there's this brief I'm handling, oh, we have to do it together, something like that.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you very much.
I
Mrs.
understand.
Elizabeth. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Mr. Yenan, please go ahead and ask your question.
All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening, ma, for your
Okay.
wonderful presentation. I think kind of like opened my eyes to this. I've never really heard of design, even though I've heard so much about trademarks, copyright, patent, and trade secrets anyway. But I've never really heard about design. This is my first time of hearing about design. Okay, mine is not really a question. It's a kind of like it's an experience. There was this guy we met. He's into one of those. I just want to call details. So we had an agreement anyway. He was supposed to render a service for my own company, and then we actually had a memorandum of understanding. We had a memorandum of understanding between my company and his company. And at the end of the day, he went on and I can't call it a contract because you've actually said it's not a contract. He went and he breached it. He ended up disappointing us, and I really wanted to sue him, but because we had already given him some advance payment, we had already given him some advance payment, which we ended up disappointing us. So my point is, okay, why, if memorandum of understanding is not legally binding, why do people still do memorandum of understanding? Please, thank you.
Okay, so people do it because one, it's a form of gentleman's agreement, and a lot of them don't even know that it's not binding. So, my answer is two ways. Some people do it because they know they just want something that will not really hold them like this, just like a gentleman's handshake. But some do it because they are ignorant, they don't know. But the fact that I am now saying a memorandum of understanding is not a contract does not mean that there are other ways through which you can, you know, enforce that your contract. We have written contracts, we have oral contracts. In fact, we have implied contracts. So we can even go to court and argue based on you know, the fact that you gave him money and some other things and say, okay, this is an implied contract. When we gave you money and we said this and we did this, we are implying this. And the court can actually use the reasonable test to test it and say, okay, this looks like this, but it may not really be now sitting upon that memorandum of understanding. The memorandum of understanding can now be a persuasive evidence to persuade the court, but not to bind the court and say, this is what you should do. But it can now persuade to say, okay, this is what we were talking about. But in the real sense of it, it is not a contract. And people do it because they are ignorant. People do it because they just don't want to be bounded. Like Nigeria and labor union, they're always either doing a memorandum of understanding or something because they don't want to be bound or something. So people do it because they don't want to be bound. People do it because they are ignorant. But if you meet a lawyer will say, is it not the same thing that we're going to put in a memorandum of understanding that we're going to put in a contract? Then why do we now have to do a memorandum of understanding? Let's just go for a contract.
Okay, thank you very
All
much,
right,
Mr.
thank you.
Yenan.
Thank you, man.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
okay. So, Mr. Olusegun, please go ahead and ask your question. Hello, Mr. Olusegun, can you hear us? Okay, while we're waiting for Mr.
Yes, ma, I can hear you.
Please go ahead and ask
Yeah,
your
I can hear
question.
you. I can hear you. Good evening, ma. Good evening,
You
ma.
raised your hand.
Thank you for the wonderful. Yes, yes, I'm speaking.
Okay.
Hello. Good evening,
Go
ma.
ahead, please. We can hear you. Go ahead.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
I hear you, please.
Okay. Yes, I want to seek an advice and also want to ask questions. So, I do business online, and I think I had a cases of one person asked me to refund back his money. If I don't, he will have to pay people to to spoil my name on online. Are you getting me? So I want to know, is online business, is it legal binding? Like, can someone that is doing online business, can he go for business lawyer? Like, is it can that person have a business lawyer to back him up or something? And also, I want to know if business lawyer is different from labor lawyer.
Okay, let me start from a last question. A business lawyer is different from a labor lawyer. A business lawyer deals with businesses. A labor lawyer deals with employment issues only. So there are people that fight for employee rights. There are people that go to national industrial courts to go and fight for employee rights and all this and benefits, employee benefits and all this. So, but a business lawyer deals with business. So now, as an online, online vendor or online business person, you can have a business lawyer. In fact, we consult a lot of business owners online. And for someone who asked you to refund this money, the first thing I want to ask you is, do you have a refund policy? Do you have a refund policy that you work with your business owners, your clients rather? Do you have a refund policy?
Hello.
Do you have a refund policy?
Yeah, I have to. I just have to refund him. When he first asked, it's an elderly person, and I was trained not to, not to be rude to an elderly person and to everybody. You understand? But when he first asked, because I've spent money on that particular work, and the work has, it just turned out that
The
okay,
reason
you need this
why
money, which I have to. Then I refunded him because he threatened me
the
to the
reason
extent
why
that
I'm
if I don't,
asking you the reason why I'm asking you if you have a refund policy is because you cannot just say you want to refund somebody like that. There should be a policy. It's part of the contract that you need to have when you are starting your business. A refund policy, and it must be stated on your website or on your Instagram page, and let people know. Anybody that is doing business with you, you let them know your refund policy. There must be procedure. If the work has started and we have done 20%, you cannot get so amount. If the work has started and we have done this is the procedure for getting a refund. After this time, refund is not possible and all that. Now let me sound this warning. I'm not saying that you should reject refund though, because it's actually illegal for you to say there is no refund. It's a crime. For a business owner to say there is no refund, it's a crime under the law. But you should have a refund policy, procedure. What constitutes refund? On what grounds can a customer ask for refund? How many percentage of the fee can be refunded? What will be retained for administrative fee? What will be retained for the business that you have done, the money you have expended? It's part of your contract that a business lawyer will help you draw up. And it's one of the things that you must let them know and give it to them and read it, part of the terms and conditions. Because of issues like this. Now, I understand that you want to return the person's money. Good. But the truth is, the person cannot actually say he's going online to drag you and to do all those things. It's actually a crime. It's a crime under the Cyber Crimes Act. That's cyber bullying, and it's a serious offense. A lady reached out to me. I guess I've handled her case twice or three times on Instagram. She's a lady. She does a lot of designs. She does a lot of branding, all these branding prints. She does letterhead, cards, gift items, all this printing work. And there was a time they dragged her on Instagram, they did a lot of things and everything. We wrote a letter to the person, and the person dragged her. We wrote a letter, we threatened to sue, and we asked the person to take it down and to offer apology. And the person complied. There was another one too. The person sent her a text message, and the person was bullying her, telling her that he's going to drag her on Instagram and this and that. By the time we wrote a letter to the person did not bother to drag. The person just blocked her. So it depends on, if you contact a lawyer, and a lawyer will understand. It's not just for somebody to just, because you have paid me money to do business for you, does not give you the right to be bullying me online. Cyber bully is a crime. Cyber stalking is a crime. On top your money, you can still get sued and you go to prison because it's a crime. So you must have a policy. The reason why you are saying this and that is because you don't have a policy. If you have a policy now, the client must comply with your refund policy. And that's one of the reasons why you must have a business lawyer. Whether you are an online entrepreneur or anything. In fact, for online entrepreneur, you need it, because online these days, people just believe they can misbehave. So when they see that you have a lawyer, they will just adjust. And that is it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very
thank you,
much.
now. Thank
we
you.
have another person, Mrs. Abimbola. Please, thank you for your patience in answering the questions. Okay, Mrs. Abimbola, please go ahead and ask your question.
Good evening, madam. Thanks for the insightful presentation. My question is, when you started, you talked about before you um, start a business, you should see a business lawyer. But in Nigeria, most businesses they start with a business lawyer. Most. Because they will be thinking of the charges and all that. No, most businesses didn't start with it. So now that you now said that is a very important, like you mentioned, a man that is about to retire and all that. What about those that delve into a business without a business lawyer? Do you still think they still have to come back to a business lawyer? They delve into it, and at the end of the day, they are doing fine. Do they still need a business lawyer,
I think the
even
line is
though they did not
breaking.
start
I
with a
can't
business?
really pick a question.
I should say it again. What I'm saying is, when you started, you talked about a man that is about to retire, that he came to your office with his wife and all that, that you were asking them
Okay, okay.
where you were asking him. I now said that in Nigeria, most of the businesses that we have in Nigeria didn't start with a business lawyer. Most majority of these entrepreneurs that you have around didn't start with a business lawyer. And I said that now that somebody has started without a business lawyer, do you still think the person need a business lawyer? And how do a business lawyer come in, especially if the person is doing fine in the business? That's my question.
Okay. I understand that a lot of business owners did not start with a lawyer, which is understandable. You know, in Nigeria, we just want to keep the ground running and everything. But when you are now stable, now so we want to get a business lawyer. Good. The business lawyer will come in and first carry out an audit. We call it business audit. Person legal audit. Person will carry out an audit on your business. Person will go back to your structure. Person will see, do you have an appropriate structure? Do you have a proper legal foundation? Do you have your necessary licenses? Do you have your contracts? Do you have, so the person is going to like, it's just like you are ticking the box. So the ones that the person sees that they are not standing well, then the person will now come in to say, okay, these are the things you have to do. So it's like a legal audit that we do for businesses. It's always, there are some people too that gave birth that didn't go to the hospital. They just put to bed, in the home. And it doesn't mean that they don't have healthy babies. Do you get what I'm saying? But when they ask, okay, I don't want to bring out this baby for immunization, then they'll bring out the immunization card and then they begin to pick and pick and pick. So it's just like a business legal audit. We do it for businesses. We just want to see that you are set, you are doing well, because we can't just say, okay, because I'm now doing fine now, I'll just continue. Whether you like it or not, it's not about if you would now finally need a lawyer. It is when you will need a lawyer, because know how you will still need a lawyer. And that is just it. Whether I don't know, I'm not a prophet of doom, but something will happen and you just need a lawyer. There was this guy that he was actually doing well as a developer, really doing well. He still does well anyway. And he would tell me, I don't need a lawyer, I don't need a lawyer. He was actually the one that trained me in design and all these things that I now teach lawyers. So it got to a point that he was handling big projects, big tech projects, and they were now having issues. They didn't have contract, the tech project broke down, so many things. Before he knew it, they landed in a court suit. They landed him a suit. Another person sued him again. That was when he now ran towards and I said, and I know that I need a lawyer now. I said, no problem. We now started looking back and everything. Some we could rectify, some we could not rectify. We went to court. Some of the cases, we were able to handle it. And luckily for him, he actually didn't lose any case. Luckily for him. So went to court, we were able to, whether on evidence or on technicalities, we were able to start throw his cases out for him. And he was happy. And since then, he now knew that, oh, I must have a lawyer on retainer. So if anybody, even letter, if anybody is sending him letter in his office now, he will send it first to our office. He will send it first to our office right now. But it didn't start like that. So a lawyer can actually come in at any stage of your business. You want a lawyer today, lawyer is coming in today. The lawyer is going to get a retainer package for you that fits your business after asking about your business and carrying out a legal audit of your business. Then the lawyer will now suggest that, oh, this retainer package will suit you, because we have different retainer packages and they are not always the same. So the retainer package that's going to work for a payment service provider is not going to work for someone that is into food industry or someone that is into textile or someone that is an online coach. There's this online coach that we work for. The things she needed for her own business, they are very, very different because she had coaches that were working with her and all that. So our own package is actually different. So it's not like a one size fits all. We have to carry out that audit, legal audit, for us to be able to say, okay, these are the things we need right now. So we can come on board at any time. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you
Okay,
very
I
much.
thank. Oh, Miss Elizabeth, I believe that raising of hand is a mistake.
No, no,
We
it's
have
not. Oh, it's not. I just want to ask
okay.
quickly, just a quick one. Ma'am, while you were answering somebody's question, you said cyberbullying, like Instagram dragging, is a crime. Is it
Yeah.
really a crime? Like, I don't really understand. Even when the vendors maybe like default or something, you can't drag anybody on Instagram.
Did you know? Okay, I'm listening. Let me hear.
Yeah, I want to know, like, even when a
I'm sorry, I didn't
vendor,
get the last sentence.
I said, even when a vendor disappoints or defaults, and I decide to drag the person, is it a crime? Did you get that, ma'am?
Okay, I get you now. That even if the vendor actually disappointed
Vendor disappoints or defaults or something, and I go ahead and drag the person
now,
online.
let me tell. If the vendor actually disappointed you, there is a dragging that can be, still mild and okay. She just vented her anger, but there's a level of dragging that they will not agree. I'm telling you, people have gone to prison on this thing. Blessing CEO went to prison for putting mouth in something that does not belong in a matter that does not concern her. Did you remember? Did you remember? Did you remember that incident? Blessing CEO.
Not
She went to
exactly, no,
prison
no.
for coming online to say rubbish. And she's not the only one. A lot of people have gone to prison for coming online to say rubbish. So
Really?
the fact that a vendor, yes, it's on the news. It went viral. The CEO was in prison for over 1 month.
Wow.
It went viral. Yes, it went
Please,
viral. She was
what did
dragging
you
a
call the name of
family.
the person again?
Blessing CEO, that relationship coach, that popular
Oh,
Oh,
relationship
oh,
okay,
oh,
coach
okay,
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 lady.
okay.
okay, okay, okay.
She was in prison for
Yeah.
over like a month just because she went to put mouth. Social media, all these bloggers, they like to talk and talk and talk and put mouth everywhere. Because people are not dragging them to prison, it does not mean what they are doing is right. It does not mean. So there is a level of displeasure that you can exhibit that is still mild. But if you're now going towards destroying the person's name, destroying the person's business, threatening the person, the way they drag on Twitter now, that they will be threatening the person, they will be doing everything. That one is a crime move. There is this lady that police arrested her because she said one tomato paste was killing somebody or was poisonous or something. Do you remember that incident? She said she bought a particular tomato paste. I've forgotten the name of the tomato paste. And she said that it's full of sugar and is poisonous, is killing people. They arrested her. Even though the whole
Yes, I
online
heard about
community
that.
was a. Did you remember that incident?
Yes, I heard
This
about
thing
it.
I'm talking about, I guess it was last year, towards the end of last year, maybe November or something.
Yes, I heard
The
that.
CEO, the whole online community, they were against the company. They were like, why would somebody come online and talk about a bad experience, a bad review of the product, and you are arresting her? Blah 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 blah. What me I tell people is that the law does not look at sentiment. The law is the law. The law does not look at sentiment. Now she has come online to tell us that the product is poisonous and the product is full of sugar. If I were to be the company lawyer, she has to come to court and bring experts, food technologists to come and show us the poison and the sugar in that product. If there's no poison and sugar and they test our product, she's going to pay dearly. Oh. It's different if she just comes online to say, I took this product and I don't know how I felt, it affected me, blah, 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 blah. But for you now to be telling she even wrote it online because I saw that comment that she tagged the sister of the CEO. Tell your brother to stop killing Nigerians. It is
Ah,
stupid.
wow.
Do you know the way people come online and just write rubbish? The company had to arrest her and they said they were charging her to court. Then she now came online. She wrote an apology letter. They published that apology letter online. She wrote an apology letter. She apologized. She said they should drop the charges against her, that she is sorry and everything. I guess they dropped the charges. Some people were still forming human rights advocates. They were saying they bullied her, they did this and that. The truth is, lawyers are trained to, how do I call it, to scatter matter, to scatter it. We will tell you, let's go to court. But some of us that became business lawyers, we don't do that. We analyze the strength and weakness of your case and we tell you your case, so it has 70% strength, 30% weakness. 30% strength, 70% weakness. We will advise you not to go to court. Explore alternative dispute resolution, explore mediation, explore this, explore that. We will tell you that one. Some people will not tell
Negotiation.
you. Negotiation, from the beginning they know that you have a bad case, they will still tell you to chook head because they want to collect your money. After they collect your money, in the end na only you go please, dem no go follow you, dem go back to their office. So at times I tell people and it's not a crime for the lawyer. The lawyer is just doing his job. It's not the lawyer's business. My boss will always tell me, the boss that I trained with will always tell me that, what sort of a lawyer are you? Your business is not for you to tell them to try alternative dispute resolution. Your business is for you to tell them, let's go to court. And you do your best. You are not, the law did not even tell you to win in court. So if the person wins, fine. If the person does not, it's none of your business. But we that we became business lawyers, we have to come to that agreement and say no. So, and it does not mean that because your case has 30% strength, it does not mean that you cannot win because this is Nigeria. That's another route that we don't take. Some people will say, okay, don't worry, you have 30% strength, but we can manipulate it and help you bribe the judge. We don't do that. We'll just let you know that, okay, this plus this plus this, it will not favor your business. Let's explore. We go for the best dispute resolution approach at that moment for your business, for the client's interest. So coming online to just say anything, it does not mean no. But because a lot of people go scot free, do you get it? A lot of people just go scot free. So there was during Buhari's time, there was one guy that named his dog Buhari now that got arrested. He came online, he said he had named his dog Buhari and all these things. So there are just some things that people go scot free in Nigeria. But then, if you see someone who likes trouble, you know, some people they are trouble personified. They like trouble. They have time to enter into trouble. The person will just tell you that no, I'm taking it up with you, and it will just look like play. Is it not just that small dragging that I did online? And now, lawyer go chop. Shebi na you go do dragging. So it does not mean that we should be cowards too, but there's a level of review that is acceptable. But you don't now go down to destroy the person and
Okay.
then you don't threaten. They threaten on Twitter, they threaten. Don't threaten, please. Don't threaten.
Mm. All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow. Can you still take more questions? Can you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Olusegun, we'll come back to you. Let me give somebody that has not asked any question. Ms. Oyebode, please quickly ask your question. Then we'll go to Mr. Olusegun.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
go ahead, please.
Okay, good. Now, I want to ask this question. Maybe there's a exception or exceptional stuff now on this dragging people to court or not, whether going or not going. Because I think something happened. Maybe there are some there's exceptional cases like that. Something happened recently, I think about 2 years ago. Sorry, I mean we are into building, real estate, and whatever. So we had a contract then. We're on the buyer side, we have the seller side. So something happened, something coming down later. Some of them were just come, okay, the person that connected us to that particular building told us, okay, we have 1 or 2 more people. I said, no problem. There's no problem. Later, I started seeing some people coming down to my DM. Madam, I'm also part. I have my family. Madam, this and how many people are coming that we don't even know beforehand? Okay, initially we were even trying to consider, but when we told some people, they said, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Let's see. Later they came up, okay, we will go to court. You have to do this, we have to do that. Because you're a woman, you're even a woman, you are doing, different stuff. Okay. Later to cut the story short, we went to court. AI at where was that? I think at Lekki or so, Island. We were going, we are coming, we were coming. But I think it pays off for us then. In fact, it was when they were dragging. I don't know whether they have bribed some of those whoever over there. Yeah, madam, you're a woman now. You have husband. You have to do this. Why are you dragging with men? Something like that. Thank God I didn't definitely have. I've been told don't say a word or don't stand and it really pays us off there because in fact, at long run, the truth now came to being. They were even later, much more later. Those people that drag us to court, they don't know maybe because of the money they have spent. They started begging. Okay. At a point, I wanted to insist. I'll continue, but they gave me brain anyway. Please, calm down, calm down, calm down. That's why I'm asking any exception now. If not because they went there, I don't know how this case would have been. What do you think?
I want to understand your question. Did you go to court
Okay.
on the agency or on the property?
The agency fee of a thing that
Okay,
they
the
were
agency
dragging,
fee.
threatening, yes, threatening and whatever. But much, much, much later, after going on, that they have to ask us come going and whatever. I think they spent much more than they expected. So at long
Was
run,
it
they started
okay?
begging. They don't want to drag it again. We are so they were begging. I was telling some of my partner that were there, see what they are saying now. They now, if I even want to insist that no, we have to do say, please calm down. Let's just
Okay,
settle it and let's go. What about
okay.
that?
Now, yes, now that's why I said we advise clients to do what will be in their best interest at a particular time. After I said, okay, we tell some people don't go to court and all that, I've also told you a few cases where we also went to court. So it does not mean that we are anti-court lawyers. Do you get it? If we see that this case is going to pay you to go to court, we will go to court. There was one property case like that we handled, and they sold the property to 2 people. They first sold the property to one person at 26 million, and then they finally sold the property to another person at 36 million. So they backdated the agreement of the 36 million naira to, so that it can come first in time. But obviously, everybody knew that it was a lie and all that. So we went to court, and I was for the person that bought first, 26 million and everything. And it was tough because at that point, even some lawyers were telling me to drop the file that these people that are in this property dispute, they are not those kind of diabolic people and all that. But we went to court and we did it. Guess what? We got judgment, and then they were even begging us. We got additional 8 million naira as, how do I call it? We got our money and we got additional 8 million naira on top of it as settlement. We went to court, but when it was getting heated and everything, so we got our money. They started begging, they started approaching us. So after we got our money, we got additional 8 million naira on top of that money. So that was because we were able to go to court. But then along the line, the other party died. The other party, not my own client, the other party died. I've also handled cases where you go to court and then you get judgment and your client dies. It has happened to me. In fact, one was so pathetic that I spoke with him on Monday. I was supposed to go to court on Wednesday. I discussed that court case with him on Monday, and on Tuesday, he didn't wake up. He wasn't sick. His company had about 28 branches, 28 microfinance branches, so he was doing well. So the point is that we look at after he died, his company dropped the case. Do you get what I'm saying? I kept on going on their neck, and they said they were no longer interested in that case. That's a debt that could have been avoided. I'm a lawyer, I collected my money. I wouldn't have told him to leave that because we were fighting for something that was about maybe 23 or 24 million. But then we went to court, but then he couldn't make it through from court. And at that point, his company said they were no longer interested in the case. So it means we wasted a young, vibrant man. So when I'm saying that we look at the best interest of the client at each particular time, I know what I'm saying. I've gotten judgment. I got judgment of a land on Thursday. My client died Monday before Thursday. Yes, the children inherited that land, but the owner of the land had gone. So it's not like I don't do court cases or we don't advise people to go to court. There are times we advise people to go to court. But then we look at it holistically. What will serve the best interest? Because believe me, some lawyers don't even care if it will serve your interest or not. And when I'm talking about your interest, we look at, do you have a probability to win? The probability to win. Do you have the probability to stay alive even after you have won and enjoy the fruit of your judgment? I ask clients these questions all the time. I will tell them, see me, I'm a lawyer. I will not die because of your case. But you, are you sure you are going to be alive for me to enjoy this judgment? That's the question I'm going to ask them straight up. I don't know what you said, but are you sure you will promise me that you're going to stay alive for me? Let's get into this. So, it's not as if I don't do court cases. We go for court cases, but we look at it politically. We even look at your business. There are some things that is not worth it. We just tell you it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And some will tell you let's fight. Like that, my client, I told you, I said we went to court. We threw away his case, some of the cases they filed against him. Some it wasn't even on evidence. Some was just on technicalities. Technicalities. We are lawyers now, we know what to do. And we threw it out of the window. So it's not as if we don't go to court, but there are times that we just say go, don't go when we look at each of your situation. And even if we say don't go and you believe that it is in your best interest to go, you are going to pay us our money. We are working for money. Obedient servant, we will go. So that is it, ma'am. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Mrs. Oyibole, you still have another question? We need
No.
to release our...
Am I raising? I don't know. I want to off. I don't want to put the hand down. No problem.
You said?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay,
Just
great. Because
click,
your hand is...
just click the something again.
Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Abimo. Thank you for this wonderful session. So business owners, is non-negotiable. You have to have a business lawyer, not just any lawyer. You've seen the clear difference between having a lawyer, a general lawyer or a general practice lawyer. I hope I'm using the right term. And having a business lawyer, you've seen the importance. A business lawyer will go after your business. Yes. So business owners, non-negotiable, most especially if you are dreaming big, even if you are still on a small startup level or a small scale level, still implement the use of a business lawyer. Please do so. So do want to reach out to us. She has dropped our the ways you can contact us. Do a screenshot of our contact or reach out to her on Instagram as Abi Lawyer, and she has also dropped a mail to her as well. And if you couldn't take down this for whatever reason, do want to reach out to me. I will send you our details. So thank you so much, Mrs. Abimo, for this wonderful session. So house, let's unmute our mic and let's say a very big thank you to our speaker. She has done good justice, opening our eyes to the challenges business owners face. So unmute your mic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. We
Thank
really
you, ma'am.
appreciate you.
It was so
Thank,
Thank
insightful,
you for having me.
thank you
impactful.
very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
More business.
Thank you for
More
having me.
Thank
play.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you very much. We
So
really appreciate
um
you.